Oh, so.
More coffee.
Oh, coffee is my friend.
Oh,
Very much my friend.
we are beyond friendship with coffee. It is. We're now considering it anti-death liquid.
Yes.
I don't know where you find all of those great coffee memes, but they are awesome.
I think I love coffee memes almost as much as I love coffee. Almost.
Right? I woke up the other day and the worst thing on the planet happened. We didn't have any coffee.
That's not gonna happen.
And so I went to my pantry, my
Yeah.
pantry.
Yeah.
I always had one stashed, but the kids must have found that one, so I had to replenish that.
Now we have to buy more stash to stash.
Yeah, I had to buy more stash to stash in the other stashes.
Well, I have a stash here. I have a stash at my cabin, and I have another stash at my friend Jen's house because you never know where you might get stuck. You got to make sure you
Right.
got coffee at every, you know.
Yeah. I know growing up, my dad had instant coffee in the truck. He had regular coffee, he had a coffee pot,
Oh, yeah.
everything in his car. Just drove around with it. In case he had to stop on the farm or something, start a fire and make coffee, I guess. I don't know.
Mute yourself. No, Sawyer, you need to be respectful.
That goose got me.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. That happens all the time here.
He has been waiting all day to be late enough in the day he could go to his friend's house.
Yeah.
I won't let him just show up any old time.
Right.
It's Sunday morning. They may have plans, and they may want. If they don't have plans, they definitely plan on being asleep.
Right.
The
1 or 2 in the afternoon thing for a Sunday.
Get up.
Yeah. And
Get up.
he gets
Yeah.
up at 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning. He's like ready to go and can't understand why. We had a 9 to 9 policy growing up. You didn't call before 9, and you didn't call after 9. That was my parents' policy.
That's a good policy.
Yeah. We used to take electronics away on Sundays.
Yeah, we used to take a lot of electronics away on Sundays for a few hours.
Yeah, well, it was almost the whole day.
Mm-hmm.
We do family time.
I took television away from him one summer, and that was like 7 or 8 years ago, and we've never paid for it since.
Right.
Nobody missed it. It's not a punishment if nobody notices.
No.
Exactly.
I'm like, why am I paying $53 a month for this thing that nobody cares we have or not?
Nobody's watching the
Yeah,
dang
I mean,
thing.
now we watch TV here, but we don't have cable or any of that. We just have
We Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. I don't know, some
apps we have on our
apps.
phone.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But
they have the apps on the phone, and that's what they want, and they could care less if they had it on.
I think I'm going to be so busy with YouTube in the next 6 months that TV is going to be a
The only thing I really watch is Reba.
Yeah, we watch Reba.
Love me some Reba.
Oh yeah, they got on Friendly the thing we got. They do the
Hallmark.
Reba
Hallmark channel.
Yeah, they have all kinds. They have Hallmark. They have also History Channel.
Yeah, it's called Friendly
AMC.
TV. I don't know.
There's a bunch of them.
It's like $12.99 a month.
It's not much.
And you get, I think, 50 channels or something. But it's all the cool channels, not all the
ones that
channels.
we think are cool.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I was getting ready to, going through my seeds yesterday, and I've lost my giant carrots.
Uh-oh.
The ones I was growing for Courtney's competition.
Yeah.
I cannot find them anywhere.
Did you take them out in the garden?
No, I didn't take them outside. I don't know what I do with them, Tammy. I suck at. I got seeds everywhere.
Check behind the dresser. That's where mine always fall.
That's exactly what Leah said. It fell by your nightstand or something.
Hi, Charlotte. Hi, Gear.
Hey, Gear.
I think Gear got chosen for your side of the border.
Oh yeah, gear.
I think Gear's a jellyfish too.
I can't wait to see what the flowers that Gear produces. He loves flowers.
Ooh.
Can't wait.
I was surprised, Gear, that I made I pretty much thought I was going to be the last of the last night. I had no idea I'd get picked last night.
Right.
I've never got picked for a team before last in my life.
Right. I'm going to go pace off my garden now. Now I'm really interested to see how much I got.
Yeah, especially if you aren't moving the goats, then you have all that space you were talking about.
Yeah, I used to hunt archery a lot, so I pretty much know what my pace is for a yard. That's how I measured off when I was shooting. So, okay, lady, you're fine. There you go.
I love your geese. Your alarm system is working, Josh. I'm hoping now that I'm going to be back out at the property full time, I'll get my own alarm system working.
So it's 33 yards long.
Ooh, nice.
By 14 yards wide.
That's a nice space.
What did I say it was long? I just forgot.
33.
33. So that's... Okay, hold on.
Yes, Gear. That was me. I was not athletic, so I never have been picked first for a team. I think a few times they argued whether they had to take me at all. Yep, that's good. Hi, Nature Girl. Hi, welcome. Oh, the Bob's in the house. Hey, Bob. Oh, Jillian and Carrie are here. Hi, guys. Oh.
I'm muted.
I didn't.
So it's roughly... I did. It's roughly going to be about 4,200 square feet I'm working with.
I loved dodgeball. Have you ever played Dare Base? It's dodgeball on steroids with teams.
All right. I got the geese calmed down. I'm going to go ahead and show you all the goats.
Bob, I have a few cases of jarlets in my basement. We're really gonna have to
Hi, ladies.
Be a recipe to get me down in your basement again.
Hi, buddy. Mo, chill. I think Millie went back into heat or something because he's acting a fool over there.
It would be the right time.
Yeah, he's being very, very aggressive.
Nature Girl, just ask away. I'm more than happy to answer canning questions and careful.
Hi, little buddy.
I'm more than happy to answer any question, actually.
Is that not the prettiest color of a goat?
Yes. Yes.
Hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Hi, Mama. Can I see the babies? Hi, Mama. Hi, guys. You're getting big. Daisy's catching up. Daisy's catching up to y'all.
She is. She's doing good. Mama is.
Trying to see her udders. I check on them daily. Yeah, she's still got a full udder, Tammy.
Yeah, she's nursing. She's doing real well nursing.
I can't believe it. That for a first-time mom to not even have to bottle feed one of them, I'm impressed.
Yes.
So this out here was one of the first raised beds I ever put in. My chickens destroyed it, but I do hugelkultur in it, so now I get to check to see how the wood is decomposed over 3.5 years. I don't see a log in here, so it's completely all decomposed into dirt.
Danielle measured her space from yesterday. It's 15 by 62 feet.
Yeah, that's roughly 3,500 square feet, 3,400 square feet. Oh, and I'm going to break it to you, Tammy. So back there in the back where the goats are going, I'm going to place all of those raised beds. There's like 20 of them, like this.
I am getting some of those.
Right, and then I'm going to take this, my old greenhouse. I'm going to put it in the front, and I'm going to make a big circle of my raised beds. That's going to be the walk entrance into it, and I'm putting netting all over it. I'm going to make it a complete enclosed trellis with flowers, and it's going to be so pretty.
Nice. I'm going to answer a canning question here.
Hey, go ahead.
Nature Girl, if you're starting with, you have to have your jars sanitized for if you're going to be less than 10 minutes of processing time. So if you're doing something that has to be less than 10 minutes processing time, you can even leave them right in your water bath canner until you're ready to take them out and put them on a dish, and they'll still be hot enough if you put them on a towel right out before you put food into them. So you can do that in your water bath canner. If you have a roaster, you can keep them hot in a roaster. They say you can't keep them hot in an oven, but I put a little water in a pan to keep it moist heat and done it in my oven when I didn't have another way. So, not having a dishwasher isn't necessarily a problem. If you're going to process your food for more than 10 minutes in the pressure canner or more than 10 minutes in your water bath canner, they say you no longer have to have them sanitized. I still do, but you wouldn't have to worry about it then. You just don't want to put something really hot into a cold jar because you don't want the thermal shock breaking your jars. Likewise, sometimes I make broth, I put it in the refrigerator until I have a big enough batch in order to fill a canner. So then I love you too, Sawyer. Bye. It's the third time he said goodbye to me today, and he was supposed to leave 15 minutes ago. But you don't want thermal shock. So if I take my broth out of the refrigerator, I let it set for an hour and kind of warm up, and I start with a cold canner. So and I put cold water into the canner. It takes it longer to heat up and come up to steam, but I don't break my jars that way. So they're just worried that you're going to break your jars. So just watch out for thermal shock. I hope that answers it. If it doesn't, we'll do it again. I'm back, Josh. Sorry.
You're fine, Tammy. That's what you're here for, answering questions. I mean, you're going to be such a valuable resource in the other places of Shed Wars. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, watching you is going to be cool.
The canning and everything, preserving, because I mean that's the big part of it. We can grow 1,000 pounds of food, but if you can't put it up, I mean,
it rots before you preserve it. What's the point?
Right.
I grow so many tomatoes. I usually cannot keep up canning with them, so I freeze them. I blanch them and then
can them in the winter.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I make tomato powders.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
Nature Girl, it doesn't matter if it's hot or cold. You cannot put frozen food in jars to can. You need to make sure it has been thawed to room temperature, or like the broth I take out of the refrigerator, I put in with cold water and bring everything up slowly to temperature. So you don't want to do something frozen, but again, if you're starting with something cold, put cold water in your canner. Don't put it into a canner you just ran that's still hot. Let the canner cool off to room temperature, cold water, your cold jars out of the refrigerator, and slowly turn the heat up and heat it up.
So I got a canning question, Tammy. So the dollar store has got these new jars. I've never used them. They definitely look generic. So I don't know. I really wish I knew what the name brand.
Dollar General uses Golden Harvest, which are a good brand of jars.
No, these weren't Golden Harvest. These were something I've never seen before. So I was like,
that are out now that people haven't seen a lot of. It's a generic newer to the thing. And then the Dollar Tree store here has jars that have absolutely nothing on them, and they say they're not for canning. Would I water bath in them in a pinch? Oh yeah. Oh heck.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'll water bath in them. mayonnaise jar. Don't tell anybody.
I have so many old mayonnaise jars. I have mayonnaise jars that are older than me. I'm still canning in.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 55,
and I've got mayonnaise jars that.
Yeah, I ran out of my barter system for jars. I was trading a lady eggs for jars, but I think she ran out of jars. Yeah, that's the thing. I really need to find the half-gallon jars. Can't find any out here. I can find pints, quarts, jelly, all that, but I cannot find the big ones.
Our Walmart has them, but you don't want to buy them individually. Oh my gosh, the markup on the individual ones, even in the canning aisle.
I'm going to go down to Goodwill.
Craft aisle.
Sometimes I can get scores at Goodwill of the big jar.
Yeah, I got gallon jars. I got gallon jars at the Amish hardware that's near me. The half gallons, it's hit or miss at my local Walmart. You can't order them on Walmart.com.
Okay. So I might do that.
You might have to do that to get them by the case. Don't order by jar.
Yeah, I want the half gallons, believe it or not, for my jalapeno slices. Oh yeah. Because we use so many here that I just put them in quarts or pints. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
I do reuse my store-bought pickles. I can't preserve enough for my family for a year right now. So I do reuse those jars because I'm only water bathing them. So if I get a pickle jar, I will reuse it.
You use the pickle jar lid or no other lid?
I use the pickle jar lid.
Okay, see, everybody on the planet tells me I can't do that, but I was like, nah, now Tammy told me I can do it. I'm going to do it because I probably got 75 mayonnaise jars or pickle jars and stuff laying around. Glass ones.
Here's the trick to them. Because this is not like you don't have to do this for everyone. When you take them, you're just putting them on finger tight, nicely finger tight. When you take them out of the canner, when they're done with the processing time, you make sure they're tight.
Okay.
You tighten them again, set them on your towel. That's the trick to the one-piece lids. Okay. And
gotcha.
That's any one-piece lid.
Okay.
And I mean, and for stuff like that, for the
good info.
Jalapeno slices and stuff like that, we use them so fast that I don't have to worry about that lasting 2 years. It will never happen in my house.
And they're in vinegar. You're pickling them in vinegar solution. Hello.
Yeah. I would really like a couple of your pickling recipes if you because
I've got them mostly posted. They're mostly
okay. I'll go look back at them because I buy the stuff from the store and it's either too vinegary or too salty or
Now I'm allergic to salt, so I don't put a lot of salt in anything because I'm allergic to those.
We don't put salt in it. We put a little bit in our tomatoes and that's it because Leah can't have salt because of her dialysis.
Yeah, you don't need salt even in your tomatoes. As far as needing it there to preserve the food, it's not there to preserve it. It's 100% for taste. So you don't have to put that in there.
Oh, good.
That's just for your taste. So, if like with her situation, I wouldn't put any in.
We're going to try
it in my personal bowl. So whatever I cooked with it, when I took a bowl of it to eat, I would season it for myself, each individual. I wouldn't.
And then Trish Wiley gave me some Cowboy Candy. I'm gonna find that and make that because I like Cowboy Candy.
I have 3 recipes for Cowboy Candy. I have small batch for when you just get a few jalapenos, and then I have a regular size, and then I have a large batch recipe. Yeah. I actually take the store-bought half gallons in the bulk section and make Cowboy Candy with that.
Yeah, I got spicy dilly beans I'm going to make this year because Trish gave me some of those. Because I wanted to try it. I don't want to waste a whole case of jars on something I not like, but I love them. So definitely going to do dilly beans. What's that?
I did a video on spicy dilly beans.
Okay, I'm going to walk it and check it out.
I did 52 pints last year, and it was not enough. And I did them all for one child, and it was not enough.
All right, I still got like 5 jars. jars of pickles left. I'm gonna have to grow some cucumbers for sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing I think I said the Market Moors because they're a pickly cucumber.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna end up taking these beans I've got dry canned in these jars and figure out a different way to store them because I need them jars.
Yeah.
I'll vac seal them or something.
Yeah. What do you plan to do?
Well, I couldn't, but they're the 5-bean mix, so I just have all kinds of beans coming up.
Oh, you're lucky to have the bean mix because we couldn't buy it here.
I made it.
Yeah, we made
I couldn't.
ourselves.
I had to make my own this year because I couldn't buy it.
That's what I did. When I made it, I made my own because
Pretty though in the jar.
I was like, we have 1 pound of this, 1 pound of this, 2 pounds of that. I just mixed it all together and was like, we'll roll with it.
Yep, that's what I did this year because I couldn't get the bean mix, and my son loves bean soup. Lewis, the second half of the draft tonight is at 7:00, and I believe it's still on Willis Grows channel. And there's Tiny Tim is here. Welcome, welcome.
I can't wait, man. I've got many ideas, Tammy.
Oh my God.
I really hope I don't get gassed out. I've gassed myself out before. That's not good. By June, I was like, I just can't keep up.
Well, Rebecca says that she will babysit my garden the 2 weeks I'm gone this summer. So I'm worried about those 2 weeks.
Well, I mean, that's what I've talked to my kids about since I joined Shed Wars. I'm like, look, y'all, there's going to be days I'm going to need your help. Not to do anything crazy or anything, just like maybe water it while I'm at work or I don't know.
I don't have a video, Nature Girl, on canning hot soup, but I'm sure I'll be making one very soon. I've just been really trying to get some ideas. I'm really burned out. I've been doing a video every day since the middle of November.
Yeah, you're good.
That's a good idea. I should do that.
Have you ever done Rotel? Like the Rotel tomato? With the cheese? Wow. Well, I'm trying to throw out ideas.
We're a big queso family. So I've got to have Rotel for our queso.
Okay, have you ever done made the queso and everything and canned that? Can you do that?
No.
Okay.
Because if you see my queso video, it's venison queso. And I can't do it for the beat time. Queso is just water bath. So I could water bath the queso and then add the venison later, which I've been thinking about doing. But my ex and I are on very friendly terms, my ex-boyfriend, and I got him to make queso and I videotaped it. And that is his secret recipe. That's cool. That recipe is a very secret recipe and very much loved in my family.
Right. I didn't get me a deer last year. Yeah. I'm going to try this year, but it's really hard on public land.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the money I spend, I just keep thinking I'll just take the money for the licensing and everything and go buy the equivalent amount of meat probably. But now with meat being so high, I don't know.
It's hard. Some years it's worth it and some years it's not. And if you're hunting on public land, that's really hard.
Well, I mean, I did go last time I went on private land. We had 2 deer down in 15 minutes and it was worth it.
Right.
I didn't have to hunt all year, didn't have to pay any more gas. I didn't have to do all that.
If it wasn't an out-of-state license for you and so far away, you could come hunt on my property because nobody seems to be able to get my pet deer. You know, the one that likes to lay down in the garden and live there all summer. She's not going to be happy that this year I'm not sharing like I have been.
Well, I mean, it's a good resource to have. Yeah. It's a living resource.
I like having them feel comfortable to be there because if I ever really were desperate, they know that this is a safe place. They'd be there for me, you know. So 2 years in a row, she's had fawns, twins, right in my garden and left them there all summer.
This is the thing that I really hope people are not going to be upset with me about. But, you know, I live on a farm, and the animals you see at any given point could become food. And there's some that won't, and I let everybody know, like Chippy, the goose, he's not going anywhere. And the male and female ain't going anywhere. But then 2 males, they're going in the freezer within 2 weeks. because I can't have any more
See,
males.
my rabbit is very much a pet because it produces fertilizer. And right
Right.
now, with the price of fertilizers and
Yeah.
wanting to be organic in my fertilizing choices, he is not going anywhere because he has a very useful purpose.
When I name all my breeders. If I make them a breeder rabbit, they're my pet, and they're going to live their whole life here. I'm not going to destroy them. They're gonna just whatever.
Yeah.
But their babies, don't get attached because they're not going to get names.
No.
Right now, I don't have anything except the chickens for and a duck for eggs.
Right? I got
Duck eggs are good.
I can't ever find where the guineas laid their eggs, so I could never reproduce the guineas. But then we find them 6 months later, and it's like, how did that bird even get in there?
Yeah, guineas are weird little things. I love them. They're on a whole nother level of alarm system. I'm not gonna do right now.
I have found that one
is quiet.
It won't make any noise.
Not
Very rarely will it make noise because I
It
think
doesn't have anybody to talk to.
Right.
Nobody to talk to is not going far. I'm lucky. I do a lot of bartering, so I have a friend who raises rabbits, and we barter.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then my niece raises. Oh, she has a flock of chickens and a flock of ducks that are like huge, probably 40, 50 birds each right now. So she always gives me eggs in the spring to hatch. So I'll probably be doing a hatch again this year.
Yeah, we're doing that tonight. We're seeing if I have enough eggs to fill my incubator. If not, I'm just going to start it and fill it as they lay.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to get, and once they started laying, I wanted to give it a couple weeks, but
no, we're going to do.
I was really expecting them to start laying a month ago.
Yeah, and mine aren't laying yet either. So
it's a weird year. Usually mine are at least putting out 2 dozen a day right now.
These are the chickens I hatched last year, and they haven't laid yet.
Oh well, it's going to be close. They should be getting close.
Yeah.
Start getting them little eggs.
I would think. But... Yeah. Hey, Ginger Ninja.
Hey, Ginger Ninja.
H-Tick. Hi. Hi. She doesn't even name her breeders or her hens. I name my hens. I like to talk to my girls. Heck, I name my bees.
I mean, I name my rooster extra roosters, but I'm not going to repeat what I call them on here. But yeah.
It's daytime. This is daytime television, Josh. Daytime.
Right. I understand. But I do have 2 geese that are going to go in the freezer, and I think 5 roosters.
Yeah. I am lucky. I water glassed a bunch of eggs. I water glassed over 60 eggs. So I don't have to worry about eggs because you're lucky, Ginger Ninja. Mine did not lay. So yours are laying for yours and mine both then.
The water glassing of eggs I want to try. That's another reason I want the big jars. Mm-hmm. But I guess you can do it in anything, right?
Yeah.
A bucket?
Yeah. Yeah, you can do it in a bucket. Food grade plastic. Anything food grade. Yeah.
Are they good?
They taste like eggs.
Okay, cool. That's all I need to know.
If you keep them like 9, 10, 12 months, then they start to pick up a little of the lime taste. But if you're just doing it to get through when your chickens don't lay, you don't have any of that problem. So you just got to rotate. Key to any preparedness supply is rotation.
Yep, for sure. Now, when you use the eggs from that, do you take and like say I did a half-gallon jar or gallon jar of them or something? Do I just take 1 egg or whatever I need out at a time,
just take what you need out at a time?
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
And just make sure that they stay covered with the solution.
You got to use sterilized tongs or something to dig in there with them?
Yeah. I wouldn't. Okay. I don't reach in with my hands. Just a tong.
Yeah. Okay.
But it's not like a sterile thing. You don't have to be sterile.
Oh, okay.
It's very clean. You don't want to introduce bacteria, but you don't want to. But it's not like you're going to use it up in a good amount of time.
You're almost there. I'll walk hours. You should be there then Another couple weeks, huh?
What?
I said your watch hours. You're almost there, right?
350. I woke up this morning. I need 350.
Yeah,
So
we'll get you there.
I got another 10. So 340. Sorry, 340. Another 10 last night. So at 340. So I am really. That's why you were talking about me going live today, and I've been sitting there going, I really need to get out of my pajamas and get in the craft room and go live. And I'm like, well, what time should I go live? Because I don't know what else is going on today with all the events. The big event today, the second half.
Right.
I'm a little sad. I mean, I'm happy. I am very happy I'm on Team Aquarius. Don't get me wrong. I kind of secretly was wishing to be on Team Aquarius, but I didn't want to take sides before and say that. Like, Courtney tried to get me to say which side I wanted. I'm like, I'm not going to say, because what happens if I say it and then I'm on the other one?
I told everybody I wanted to be on Robert's team because I mean it's really bad if I'm going to make my coach cry. I don't want to do that.
Well, see, that's why I had to be careful, because what if I'd have said that? So John would have picked me just for spite, like he did you.
Yeah, he definitely picked me for spite, for sure.
See, my strategy worked. I made the team. Yeah. And as I'm sitting here crossing my fingers that there's no more trades.
Yeah, I didn't realize there was.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, I didn't realize trades were a thing.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what happened there? I was like, well, Courtney's on my team. She's on the team I'm going to be on. I'm going to be on that team.
Look, I was on an island on John's team. I was like, I think there was only me and Black's Tropical that were troop members. I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing now. It's like, it sucks.
Digs Outdoors, Josh and I have joined Shed Wars. It's a gardening collaborative, a worldwide gardening collaborative to help teach people how to grow their own food, how to be self-sustainable. And so we have committed to doing videos this summer on our gardens and showing people how to grow food. Because that's just the next step for me, even though I am not a good gardener. I like what I do, the little things I do, but like my garden suffers a lot because I'm lazy.
Yeah, here's the thing is to not try to do more than for Shed Wars than you normally would. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do what I normally do, intensive gardening. I got 4,000 square feet, but I do it like I've got 50 square feet. Really intense planting. I don't necessarily follow the guidelines of how far to put stuff away from each other.
Yeah. See, I do permaculture, which like most people don't even, and I take it seriously. I don't want to bash another large channel, but I am not a Justin Rhodes. I actually do permaculture. I don't just put it in my name. I actually do it. So I am really seriously avid about doing permaculture in the true permaculture style. I have trees, I have guilds. I grew mulberries to actually feed my chickens.
Right.
I don't plant it and then rip it up the next year. I really, really do permaculture with a long-term plan.
Yeah. If I had some land, I would totally do that. I do try to create a symbiotic relationship between all of my animals and my garden. That's the reason I have my animals, is for my garden. And the eggs, of course, everything else is a benefit. But the main thing I want my chickens to do and my rabbits to do is produce stuff for my garden. It's all about producing the soil for my garden. And
Chef Tech 86, I am so happy we have reconnected. I will go look for that. I hadn't seen it yet, but I'm very happy. Yeah, I'm so excited. The gentleman that gave me his garden gave me one of those big, huge, giant barrel rolling composters.
Nice.
It comes on an 8-foot pole, like a post hole. They gave me the post and everything. So sweet. I have got to get that not only put in the ground. I think it's so heavy I have to cement it this time because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tried to do a compost pile. I put pallets around and I put the dirt in there. But them chickens, they don't ever let it get. But I mean, now all I got to do is move that, and I till up the dirt around there and take that dirt to top off all my raised beds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I'm trying to be totally off the grid at the cabin, and
Right.
so I do not want to have garbage pickup there. So I'm trying to very much reduce my waste. So having a way to compost that the animals can't get into since I'm in the woods is going to be nice. But getting some muscle to help me put it down in the ground will be another project for another day. Probably a video.
Right.
Maybe 2 at the rate that I get things done. I mean, look at my greenhouse. I built it 3 years ago and it's still not got the plastic on it.
I bought that little greenhouse I was showing you earlier, but the Oklahoma winds just tore it off. So I'm going to use it as an arbor for entering the raised beds and putting in the back. Because that back in the back where I show you where my goats are going to be, that flooded. That's where I had all my beans last year, and it flooded. So I got to get everything off the ground in that corner. So I'll put all my raised beds back there.
That's a good plan. Chef Tech is closing on 15 acres with a year-round stream tomorrow in mid-southern PA. I am excited for you. That is awesome. That's beautiful.
Hey, Q. Hey, Dig. Nature Girl. Sorry, I just now clicked over to chat, y'all.
Nature Girl, I live in northern Michigan. So I live where it's snow and cold and more snow and more cold.
She lives up there so far, she throws in an A every once in a while. A?
A? Yeah.
A?
Well, I live up there so far that when I talk to the Canadians, yeah, you betcha.
Yeah.
I've been ootin' a boot with them.
Well, round the boot?
Ootin' a boot. They don't say out and about. It's always ootin' a boot. Of course, there are the Yoopers. You know, the Yoopers, they also talk like that. They talk like they're Swedish. Yeah. But oot and a boot is northern Michigan, Ontario for out and about. It means I'm going to the store, I'm going here, I'm running errands. Oot and a boot. Chris Creverclaft, hi. Oh, I got another canning question. How long do canned peaches last? Some said 2 years. I say if still sealed, they'll last longer. They will last a lot longer. I have eaten my mother's canned peaches 10 years later, and they tasted like the day she canned them. But she kept them in a dark, cool place that was very dry. So, you know, it's all about your storage places. You know, if she had kept them someplace where there was sunlight, they would have turned brown really fast. So again, it's kind of how you store it and how you rotate your stuff. My mom wasn't very good at rotating. Yeah. Northern Michigan can hear us talking Canada. It echoes right over Lake Michigan. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Well, I want to do some hiking in Pennsylvania, and I also want to go back and do some genealogy stuff in Pennsylvania. So we may have to do a meetup. Chef Tech. We'll have to do a meetup.
I think your long distance cousin's going live at noon.
Oh, well.
Too bad.
I definitely have to go check that out. I try to catch most of his lives. He's talking about Chris from what is Chris Wyatt Africa?
Yep.
Is that his name of his channel?
I call it Everybody Loves Chris.
I am totally insane, and I am trying to completely hike the Appalachian Trail before I die.
Hey, Dustin.
So I want to hike on the Appalachian Trail, which it goes through parts of Pennsylvania too. So every year, I missed out because of COVID, but every year I take a week or two, and I hike on the Appalachian Trail until I think I'm going to die, and then I wait a year and do it again. I can't believe the people that do it from one end to the other. I think I would like to do that, but I think it would probably kill me.
All y'all hikers and explorers and all that, you can try to disguise what it is, but fat people are onto you. It's walking around forever and hurt. No, we know what your game is. You can call it hiking or trail riding, but no, it's all work.
He may be dreamy, but he really is my cousin, distant cousin. But he was doing a live a couple of weeks ago, and he was posted a picture of the renovations to his ancestral home, and I'm like, wait a minute, that's my family's house. So we are, somewhere around ninth cousins. So
I mean, we could probably all trace it back to we're all related, I'm thinking.
Well, I'm pretty good at that. The little town where my grandparents are from, everybody in that town is related, whether they know it or not. They just don't. Most of them just don't know it. I've done the genealogy, and the same 25 families came from the same place in Pennsylvania. Some of them were related before they got here. And now they're all living in the same town here in Michigan, and it's kind of funny. They've lost that connection that after 7, 8, 9 generations, they've lost the connection that they had, but they all emigrated here together. I don't think I can do Colorado, Chris, because I have altitude sickness. So when I get to the 4,000 feet level here in Tennessee and North Carolina, I was sicker than a dog. Now I know I'll acclimate a couple days before I come from Flatland, Michigan, and start hiking in the mountains. But yeah, I don't think I can do Colorado anymore. Dustin, I just want to say happy 1-year friendiversary, because it came across my Facebook feed. We have been friends for just about 1 year now. So happy 1-year friendiversary. Of course, I knew Dustin longer than I knew Courtney. So we probably missed our friendiversary, Dustin. Well, my family is from, I'll name 3 towns that I can name off the top of my head. My family is from, they are from Berlin, Ohio, or Berlin, Pennsylvania. They are from Red Bank, Ringgold Township, Red Bank, Pennsylvania, or Shenandoah, Pennsylvania, which is in Red Bank, Clarion County area, where the border of Red Bank and Clarion County is. And then I had this other relative. He founded this town. You may have heard of it, Reamstown, Pennsylvania. He got pissed off. Oh, pardon my language. He got angry at the local church and decided that he would buy 100 acres and build his own town. And it is now Reamstown, Pennsylvania. We come from a long line of religious zealots.
How many tomatoes are you going to do this year?
One more question first. Yeah, Chris, okay, I didn't know I had altitude sickness till I got off that mountain. I didn't know what was going on. I am doing 2 kinds, maybe 3 kinds of tomatoes. I am doing some, like either aroma or Amish paste and a beefsteak, or all 3. And that's it.
Yeah, I'm going with a super sauce hybrid paste, and of course I'll have some, yellow pear tomatoes because I love them so much. I don't know if I'm going to go with any slicers this year. I'm just probably going to do all the super sauce so I can put it away. They're supposed to be up to 2 pounds a piece, so yeah. We'll see.
See, I tried some of those a couple years ago. I tried the mortgage lifters, and I never got a single tomato. So if I'm going to invest all this time and energy and I'm gonna hopefully get something that I've grown before that works.
Yeah, I know I'll have some volunteers coming up everywhere. That always happens to me. I had 150 volunteers last year.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll put some of them somewhere, but
I am looking. I think Courtney's going to grow one of them that's off my wish list, and I'm looking for it. I haven't seen it around here. I want to grow the Kellogg tomato because it was developed here in Michigan, a few miles south of me in Battle Creek, Michigan. So I want to grow the Kellogg tomato just because I have a kind of thing for local developed plants.
well, yeah, that's the best. I mean, I'm hoping that I can these work, and then I don't know. I'm going to try to get like 100 plants going, just tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll probably end up with only 75 in the garden because I always give away a bunch.
I'm not going to be able to do that many tomatoes. I know I won't be able to do that many tomatoes. And tomatoes is something that I can buy relatively cheaply here. So I really want to do my garden, the things that I can't afford to buy or that I can't find anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm putting a lot of emphasis in my garden on herbs and getting my herbs started.
Right.
Last year was a big thing for that. And of course, I love the perennials. I'm lazy. I just want to plant them once and eat for the rest of my life. So I'm into edible perennial plants. So, and tomatoes die here. They're not, they don't fall into that perennial category. Oh, we got a Shed War spy in here, Josh, listening to us. Where'd they go?
Uh-oh.
Oh, P Ranch, I didn't see you sneak in. Hi. Yeah. Where'd it go? Shed Warriors is in here. There they are. Shed Warriors. My job is to listen and report. Good day, all. So, we are excited. Josh and I are both excited about tonight's draft because we want to see who else is going to be on our teams.
I broke out a notebook and started taking notes for the first time in 20 years last night.
I was trying, and then about 9 o'clock, I'm like, okay, guys, it's past my bedtime. And I fell asleep right after I said that. And then my kids are shaking me, waking me up. They called your name. They called your name. They called your name. I'm like, what? Wait, that is my name. So
I was not expecting to go that early. Because I have nothing. You know what I mean?
I was really not expecting to go at all. So I wasn't worried about falling asleep because I knew I wouldn't go till the next day if I did. Because I'm honest. I'm not a good gardener. I got the canning skills, but I'm not got the garden skills. I'm not at the level of these people that are on here that I've watched all of last year. So, yeah.
Luckily, garden season has started now. We can start focusing on garden talking and stuff now because come December, January, I'm talking about flat Earth on my channel. So we got to, we get weird, man. I'm telling you. I need a 24-hour grow zone so I don't go down them roads anymore.
Well, I spent all day yesterday staring at my little apple tree watching it. It literally grew like a quarter of an inch yesterday as I watched it. The leaf was all like this on the top, the second set of leaves, and the one it literally grew up and went like that while I watched it yesterday. This is what we do in Michigan in the winter. When we don't have TV.
Yeah, I've got them strawberry plants now. I can sit here and stare at a green plant. So we're good now. I'm rejuvenated and ready to go.
That's right, Q. I'm on the Jedi team and Josh is with the Dark Sith.
Well, I'm going to behave. I'm not going to stir up the pot. I'm going to just try to teach people. I'm not going to get into the banter.
And in case you guys don't know, if you're in my Facebook group and you thought that maybe I posted all those wonderful Star Wars memes about Rebel Canners, because Rebel Canners is, the Rebel is from Star Wars. Chef Tech 86 is actually the person that was feeding me all those memes and going, post this, post this, post this. So this is my secret weapon.
Star Wars insider.
My insider, yes. My what is it? Graphic technician friend. So, yeah, and that's right, Danielle. Canning is important too because if you grow a lot of food, that's great, but you have to give it away if you can't preserve it. You got to have a way to keep it. And thankfully, our ancestors all had a way to keep food and preserve it for that 6 months or longer if you're further north, like half of my family. That you had 6 months you couldn't grow food. They at least knew how to preserve it, and that's why we're here. But we need to give those skills onto our children. I think right now growing your own food is probably the most important skill we can teach our children, considering world events right now. We're not getting political. We'll save that for Chris Wyatt, Africa at noon. But I think with current events, the best thing we can do is teach our kids how to grow food. Yossi in the Simple Kitchen. Welcome, Yossi.
Yossi's still awake.
He is still awake. And then Cosmic Cultivators. Peace and love. Hi. Great pregame show and great after-game show. I was watching what I missed. I got all of the pregame show, but I was watching some of the after show. And I watched a little bit of Lori's World after show too.
It's going to be a very interesting year.
Yep. Bye, Gear. See you later. It is. Because this is very new for me to grow.
Oh.
I remember growing a garden with my parents when I was 5 years old. And then we didn't grow my mother did a lot of containers, tomatoes in containers and stuff like that. But we didn't have a place for a garden again until I was 12 or 13 because of a move. And the second garden was a lot more perennials and it was a lot smaller. It was probably 5 by 7. So.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter the size, really. I do it because I love it. I mean, it's a hobby. It's expensive and all that stuff, but I don't care. I do it anyway.
I'm a hiker, Dustin. I refuse to stock up on TP. I just planted mullein again this year. Of course, I live in Michigan. We have a huge TP factories very close to where I live. In fact, they opened it up and said they'd sell to the public by the case as opposed to shipping it anywhere else. So that was pretty cool. Yep. The Bluetooth set so he can listen. Good job. Don't get caught. Shed Warriors. Josh, it has come to my attention that you were a spite pick. That in fact, I do think he was I think Josh should have been, played it a little quiet like somebody else. And not taking sides before the draft.
I don't matter where I'm at. As long as people can learn something from me and I can prove to myself I can teach something that I do, then I'm happy. Me and John will get along great. I mean, me and Robert get along great. I'll get along with everybody. And I'm purely defensive. If nobody picks on me, we're good.
I don't know.
If you come
I think if John hadn't picked you, you would have been picking on John.
Oh,
I think there would have been a lot of fun going on.
There still might be a lot of fun going on, but I also wanted to get the lead up. I wanted to build some tension there for the lead up to the draft, just so everybody would come and watch.
Well, there was a huge turnout. That was a nice turnout, and I think I think everybody that came hit the thumbs up button. There was like probably 4 or 5 lurkers that couldn't hit the thumbs up button while they were there, but I think it was pretty unanimous that everybody liked what they were seeing.
Oh yeah, I like having fun just like the next guy, but I mean, I'm not gonna. We got children to watch this stuff, so we've all got to be, very mellow.
Yep. And I'm excited. Speaking of children, I'm on Bunky's team, so I'm very excited.
Well, I mean, also, I didn't know that there was going to be trades. I didn't know that was a thing.
I know, that threw me for a loop.
So now I'm on John's team right now, but I mean, what has been discussed in the last 24 hours? Maybe doing some more trading. I don't know. But nothing's really set in stone yet.
King Poobah, Ragnarok is a frog.
Yep. Ragnarok.
He was picked right above me.
I'm telling you what, Robert's got a great team. John's got a good team. It's going to be fun, but we're all Shed Warriors, so.
Yeah. Q, don't be you. I want you on my team, Q. You need to no. Don't be poking at anybody. No poking people with sticks over here. We want you on our team.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I've got to go break ground on a new garden at Leah's dialysis center.
Nice.
They've agreed that we've been working on it for a while, even before I decided to do Shed Wars, to get something over there for the patients. Because sometimes they got to wait over an hour for their ride. But now they'll have an herb garden to go look at, and when everything's ready, they'll be able to. The nurses will harvest it for them, so they can take some home.
Chef Tech, there is a program called Shed Wars, and it has a hashtag Shed Wars Northern Hemisphere, and then for the people on the other side of the planet, there's Shed Wars Southern Hemisphere, so it goes on year-round. It is a global collaborative that teaches people how to grow their own food, and it's run by Will It Grow and Homestead Aquarius, so please go check out both those channels. And we were in the draft last night. The two men, Robert from Homestead Aquarius and Will It Grow, John, pick who they want to be on their team, and they divide everybody who's signed up in half. And then we compete to see who can grow the most food. And we have to do 2 teaching videos a month. And there's other competitions, like there's a sunflower competition, a pepper growing competition, a weird container competition. And it's just a lot of fun. And it's all about teaching everybody how to grow their own food. So there's one more night. Tonight at 7 o'clock on Will It Grow's channel, I believe, is the second half of the draft. But hopefully Josh and I can rest easy unless there's another weird trade going on. We have been picked for opposite teams. So I am on Team Aquarius, and Gardner Josh, my brother here from another mother, is on Team Will It Grow.
Right. And I did set, I only set a personal goal of 500 pounds. So I've never measured. Yeah, I've never weighed anything out of my garden. I mean, I've weighed big fruit before. Like, I almost grew a 3-pound tomato last year.
I've never done that either where I weigh it. But, like, I have ground cover of mint. If I harvested all of the mint on my 6 acres, which probably only 3 of it is covered in mint, I mean, I don't know, is that dried weight or is that wet weight? If I'm going to make it into tea, but would I be able to eat in a year or drink in a year all that mint tea? So I have to figure this out, how to stay within the rules, especially with the marshal on the other side of the other team. But I do have a secret weapon.
Oh yeah?
Oh, I forage a lot. I just have never talked about it on my channel because it's weird, but I did make red bud jelly last year that I foraged the red bud blossoms. Hey, Bunky, teammate. There's Bunky.
Hey, Bunky. I need to catch up on their videos. I'm a bad dude. I haven't watched much of Bunky stuff, so. But I gotta catch up on all these guys. I mean, hard to watch everything.
I watch Bunky so I can learn how to do it from her. Yesterday I copied her and that's the microgreens I did in my live video before everybody got in here. That I followed her system. So I know it works for her, so it should work for me because we're neighbors. We both live in the same state. So, and there's a new channel I hadn't heard of, but I just met her yesterday. Serengeti North. She has, I'll have to look at, that's not the full name. That's just the end of her name. But she's also not too far from me here. Bunky's one side of me and she's on the other side of me. So
yeah,
there'll be at least 3 of us from Michigan, hopefully, make the draft.
Right on. I think I'm the only Oklahoman.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's all good, though.
Yeah.
I don't know if Wendy at Hardneck Farms joined or not. I don't think she did.
I don't know. It's hard to keep up. There's such a huge list this year, which is wonderful, but it's hard to keep up.
I really hope we crack that 20,000 pound bear for everybody. That would be cool.
We dropped 14 people to 13. Carol went over to Chris's.
Yep.
My friend might have a crush on my cousin. A YouTube crush on my cousin.
It's not really a crush. She just thinks he's cute.
Well, I think he was cute too if he wasn't my cousin.
You thought he was cute until you found out he was cute, cousin. Don't lie, Tammy.
Oh.
I didn't know if you was happy or disappointed that day. You're like, I don't really think now.
I don't know. I have mixed feelings, Josh. I have a lot of mixed feelings on that. I'm happy. This is the first cousin that I found from that family line living. I know where all the dead ones are, but this is the first one I found another descendant living from that family line, which when I'm doing the DNA and trying to compare, it really helps to have a living person. But I am that weird person that will go up to my living cousins and say, may I have your spit? Please, spit in this cup. So...
Hey, I'm redneck. I wouldn't even look down if you still had a crush on Chris. I mean, we live in the country. I mean, I'm just kidding, y'all.
He is cute. I don't know. We're ninth cousins. I think that's legal in every state.
I'm from Utah. There's a lot of things that are legal.
Oh, hey, I'm covered in Utah too. I'm all set.
Cool.
I am signed, sealed, and going to Mormon heaven. I could not figure out why I was sealed in the Mormon church because I'm not Mormon. I've never been Mormon. But I do have ancestors that were founding members of the Mormon church. Like I said, I come from a long line of religious zealots.
Right? The Mormons are crazy. Just saying.
Well, they served my 2 of my 3rd great uncles served in the Mormon army when they had a standing army in Utah and Texas and New Mexico. They were in all 3 states serving in the Mormon army. And then they also led pioneers back and forth from Illinois, where they were from, where they were persecuted, to Utah. And then after he led my one great uncle, after he led 2 groups of pioneers out west, he went to England as a missionary. And he was blessed by both Joseph Smith and Brigham Young. So I am very much sealed in Mormon heaven. I've got all my religious zealot bases covered. So, I love family history. I like weird trivia. I love weird trivia.
Right?
Oh, Gil's in here. Hi, Gil.
Hey, Gil. I'm sitting here talking to you, gathering what I'm going to start today.
Your seeds? Getting your seeds picked out?
Yep. Because I'm doing all the mail call stuff. I mean, Ginger Ninja sent me a mail call, and Rambling Rose Homestead, we did that seed swap with Wide Family Farm. That was cool.
I think I missed that one. I have seeds for her. I probably will wind up bringing them with me to the meetup because my mail carrier and I have a very bad relationship, and so I finally moved in order to get my mail A, delivered, and B, sent. I had to move. That's how bad my relationship was with my mail carrier.
So when we're also trying this year that, I don't know if you've ever tried it, but seed tape, because, it's really hard for Leah to plant all them seeds for her site. So we're going to try it, see if it works.
Ooh.
Of course, going to do everything else too, but I really ain't going to stop going through my seeds today until I find some carrots.
Oh, buy more if you have to.
I might have to buy more.
Q Kitchen wants to know if you need any seeds still, Josh.
I've got everything I need except for the giant carrots. Thanks, Q. And I've also got these things called logline peppers. They're a production pepper.
Never heard
It's
of
an heirloom. I've seen it, and I've seen the garden of it, and I'm like, if you wanted to put peppers away, it's not supposed to be hot, but they're about 14 inches long, a little bit bigger than a cayenne. I mean, if they're good, that'd be a good pepper to grow to store.
King Poobah says the seed tapes is good for carrots. And Ginger Ninja says they got seed tape from Walmart and Dollar General last year, and they worked great with vegetables, but the flowers didn't do so well.
Cool, because I got the Kaleidoscope carrots, and then I got the Detroit Dark Red Beet.
I have the Kaleidoscope carrots.
Yeah,
I
they're
wanted
good.
colored carrots.
I'm going. Have you ever had a Parisian market carrot?
Mm-mm.
The 55-day carrot, good for pots, but they're short. They look like a radish. Yeah. They're a little bit bigger than a radish.
I haven't eaten them, but I've seen them. I have the seed. I just have never planted them. I like with Belinda and Chuck. I'm a seed hoarder. I have a seed vault and a seed bank, both, not just one or the other. I have both.
Right? I mean,
I rotate my seeds, but I try to plant the oldest. But I really like. I went through a phase where I collected the different corns. I went through a phase where I collected all the beans, and I have in my seed bank that I'm not touching. I have 15 kinds of rice, 5 of which I can grow in Michigan.
Nice.
But I'm not touching them for this project. I'm not ready to start them. I just wanted to have them in my bank. So I love seeds. I love the different seeds, and I wanted to have them. And we had a sweet seed swap here that was huge, with people coming from Pennsylvania to speak at it. And I got a ton of seeds that I put away in my seed bank that I need to rotate and plant. But I don't want to plant more than one variety because I want to be able to save the seeds and have them true. So the only thing I'm planting that is more than one variety will be my peppers. But I'm not saving the seed.
Yeah, I'm going with lettuce, pea. I don't know. I don't know if I should do my peas. I think I'm going to plant my peas today outside. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. Q, everybody has to have a vice, and seed hoarding is one of my vices. It could be worse. I think that's a good vice to have. And I do share my seeds. I mean, it's not like I never share them. But I like to keep them handy too.
Yeah.
That was fine.
I really want to have a variety of perennials I planted the Victoria rhubarb, but I want to get other rhubarbs. I don't want to have just one kind, because if some kind of plant disease comes through and wipes out all the Victoria rhubarb, we're all screwed because we're all planting the same kind. We really need to have some biodiversity in our food forest.
Oh yeah.
So I'm looking for another kind of rhubarb that I can plant.
I used to have rhubarb on the farm growing up, but I love rhubarb.
I just ate an entire pint of strawberry rhubarb pie filling. Over
I think I'm gonna definitely way more squash than I did last year because we found a way to save it to where it's good. We'll actually cut it up and make it like we're going to fry it and then freeze it. So I can store it. And then we're going to dehydrate a bunch for our sausage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I love to dehydrate stuff.
Yeah.
My dehydrator goes during the summer like mad.
I'm going to buy another one.
I wish I had, if I had electric at the property, I would probably go for a freeze dryer. But it takes so much juice. I don't think right now my solar system wouldn't handle that. Ginger Ninja wants to know if you've grown fennel. I haven't grown fennel.
Yeah.
No, we've grown. I haven't grown fennel, I don't think.
Oh, good.
That was good. That was fennel ferndale.
Oh, okay.
We've got Q corrupted. She's got to go get her seeds sorted. She's listening, but she's seed sorting now. See, it just spills over. The more you talk about it, the more everybody else is like, got to go.
Yep, but that's what we do, man. Mm-hmm. You gotta get your teammates riled up. So we gotta do this a lot more.
We do. Hey, I'll go live every day till I get my watch hours. If I have somebody to talk to.
Yeah, you're gonna have to.
You took off and left me for the whole weekend. Been talking to myself all weekend.
Well, she should be fired. We should be all over Becca for that.
You tell her.
I will. Becca.
I bet she's not even listening because I haven't seen her in the chat. She thinks she goes on vacation, she can have a whole vacation.
Well, I don't know where she got that idea.
We'll have to make her watch it in reruns if she doesn't, show up in the chat soon.
Yeah, she's got to realize that your YouTube watch hours come before her vacation. If not, she's a... I mean, the other day we was talking about those long flowers I bought that I didn't know what they were. They're called delphinium.
Oh, yes, those are beautiful. They're a bit long, purpley, blue-ish, purple. Yeah.
I'm not just going for weight. I'm going for aesthetics too.
Well, I try to plant flowers for my bees because if I feed my bees should feed me. That's my motto. But I got a lot more I got to do for them. But the squirrels pull out my crocuses and my daffodils faster than I can plant them. I had to go back and retrieve them from the woods across the street because they pulled them out of my yard and planted them across the street.
Yeah. I can't wait. I'm getting totally excited for this. We're gonna kill it, Tammy.
We are. Q says that John and Danny will come do karaoke, but you guys have never heard me sing. That might not.
No, they come to your channel. No, Tammy, they come to your channel. You host it, and they sing. You just host it out.
That might be okay because I can't. I'm not. You. Nobody wants to hear me sing, even.
Me
no. I sing in church, and that's about it. Very quietly.
Yeah.
Oh. Q says, at Gardner Josh, we can weigh ourselves and see how much we can gain from eating our food. Nope, you can't. Robert says no. Darn it.
Well, I got a very large advantage on y'all right there. I can put away that.
I'm trying to lose weight, Josh, so I can fit in my summer attire.
Well, like I told you,
my shorts won't fit.
I tried to lose weight once, but ended up losing my mind.
Yeah, I think that's probably about where I go with it too. I need more salad in my life. But I only eat salad I grow, so this is the problem. And Gil says his indoor gardening video will be posted in an hour.
You want to start some?
Okay, grow something with Jeff did the karaoke and he didn't have to sing, so that might be good. Might be something I can do.
Right?
Yossi wins. He wins. I think he's telling you he's got you beat in that weigh-in category.
Right on.
Yeah, Dustin, I can't eat store-bought lettuce. I don't like to even go eat lettuce at a salad bar. No. I'll eat it fresh out of the garden, but I gotta pick it and put it on my plate. Maybe run it through the hose. Oops, I lost it. But I love fresh garden vegetables. I love salads when I make them out of the garden. I just don't like store-bought. It sat there for a week before we got to it. And store-bought lettuce is so tasteless. I'd be better off to drink a glass of water. Yes. Store-bought tomatoes are definitely disappointment. I may have to, you asked me, I may have to do some cherry tomatoes though, Josh, because I got one little girl here that really loves cherry tomatoes.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try the container challenge. I think I'm gonna do the Chadwick cherry tomato. I got a 100% organic cherry tomato, so I might just try to do that. And then I go with the normal yellow pear for my cherry tomatoes.
When I was a kid, I loved the yellow pear. I grew them on accident once. They came up in the compost pile, so I saved the tomato plant and grew it to see what it would grow out.
Yeah, my grandson loves them, and they got lower acid, so people with heartburn can eat them a little bit easier.
Yeah, Q. If you can teach your girls to grow a garden, that's wonderful. Store-bought produce is not as good as fresh from the garden. Like, I love to eat peas fresh from the garden. I don't want to eat peas from the store.
Yeah, I mean, we like peas, but we prefer the sugar snap. We do a lot of rice and stir fries. So, I'm going to grow a lot of that this year. But it's so hard to grow peas here. It'll get, you'll have a month of nice spring, but at any given time, it'll go to 95 degrees after.
Have you tried putting them where you have too much shade to grow other things?
Yeah, I'm going to this year.
Yeah.
Remember that bed I was talking to you that I needed to rebuild that I showed you?
Mm-hmm.
That shade is from the afternoon heat. So I'm going to go and try to just do all 4 of them beds in peas and see how much I can get out of there.
Sorry, Q. We're just too enticing to keep you from your work. I'm sorry. I found a source for those pallet boxes like you have. So I just gotta find a truck and go pick them up before somebody else does. So I am going to be expanding my raised beds to those, and then I gotta figure out how to fill them all.
Well, I'll show you. I'm gonna do one of my first videos is gonna be showing you how to build one of those for the learning. So I'll show you how I do it. I use the hugelkultur method in all of the beds. Put big logs, but I go get them from the lake, so they're already driftwood. And that once them plants get their roots down on that tree, and that tree never gets dry. It'll stay wet all summer. So,
I do a lot of hugelkultur. I'm doing a big mound out front. I want to do a big berm out front to kind of hide the front of my property from being visible by the cars that go by the road. So that is one of my projects. It started last year. I got all the bags of leaves from town and put them in where I want the berm to be. And then I started putting things I want to compost on top of it. I'm sure my neighbors love driving by and seeing my garden vegetable, banana peels and eggshells on top of bags of leaves.
Yeah.
But they've already figured out I'm a little crazy anyway, so they're my kind of people though. They're my kind of people out there, so that's a good thing. Yes, I will have to get a hold of them, Shed Warriors, or you can get a hold of them, and we could work something out for March 18th. That would be great. But yes, snap peas out of the garden are so good. But did I ever tell you about my neighbor I met last summer?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, I knew I was in the right neighborhood and with the right kind of people. He came down and he's like, "Are you going to fix that shed up or what?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't want to put much money into fixing it up because this tree's going to fall on it." And the way the tree was leaning, it was either going to hit the shed or hit my utility trailer that the guy that I bought the property from left there that is full of garbage that has to be hauled to a dump, not compostable garbage. No tires on it. They're all been dead. It's just ripped. He goes,
That's going to be...
I can drop that tree for you, but I got to go see my girlfriend. We're going to be... I can't say what they were going to be doing, but it involved a substance that is legal in Michigan, but illegal just about anywhere else. But we're going to be smoking, and then I'll be back in about an hour, and I can drop the tree for you if you want. Well, he came back in an hour. He'd been smoking. He goes, "Can I drop that tree?" I said, "It's going to fall on that shed one way or another. Go ahead. If you think you can drop it, go ahead." He dropped it perfectly. He had this much room to spare between the trailer and not much more between the shed. He dropped it perfectly. And then once he dropped it, he cut it all up for me. So now I have a pile of firewood out there.
Not too bad for a stoner.
No, I love those kind of neighbors. I'm trying to find where he lives out there because I haven't seen his truck in any of the driveways. And he usually drives his motorcycle. So as soon as I find him, he's getting some homemade bread and some jam and some dill pickles and some cowboy candy. He's getting a gift basket.
Give him the hookup. Give him the hookup.
Yeah, there'll be some fresh eggs in his future, but he kind of looks like the guy that might have chickens anyway. So. Okay, I'll do that too. Oh, must be Chris got done early. Fishes is back. She's sneaking off to get some of those 99-cent strawberry plants you found, Josh.
Right. Hey, Fishes.
But I gotta find some of those 25-cent. All of my strawberries, I think, died. I planted them on top of my asparagus bed, and I don't think they came back. So I think I've got wild ones, but I think I'm gonna have to do a bed just for strawberries this year.
Well, depending on what's going on, if they got them on sale again next week, I might get more. I can never seem to walk by them without putting some in the cart.
Well, you can start your own from runners, but it takes a couple of years. But I have some Alpine strawberry seed I got from Baker Creek, but I think those go in baskets, hanging baskets. Okay, Chef Tech, I will look you up. I promise today. My son is going to be gone, so I won't have to wrestle my phone away from anybody. I'll actually get my phone today.
Right on.
Kind of nice. That is really hard to answer, Bunky. What is my favorite thing to can? I use a lot of stewed tomatoes, so I like to can stewed tomatoes because we eat a lot of them. But my favorite thing to eat that has been canned is smoked salmon. So those are my two favorites. And then I just love trying new recipes. I love canning. It's my therapy. The more cans I see on the shelf, the happier I am.
Right? Food security, man. That's what it's all about.
Yep. And I love coming over here and canning with Becca for her family. And
Right?
I love teaching people how to can, because the more people that have food security, the more secure I am, So I've been doing a lot of canned fish. I just canned 52 pints of fish that somebody gave me. And my nephew has promised me some more fish. So I love canned fish.
Yeah, we've been wanting to try to can some fish. I think if I get enough crappie this year, I'll can that.
It's good. Crappie is good.
Okay.
It is good. And you can do it just like any other fish. I caught a 12-inch crappie out of the river here, but I couldn't keep it because the river's contaminated, so I couldn't eat it. I was kind of sad.
Well, that's a bummer.
That's a big crappie. Was it for here? That's one of the biggest panfish I've ever caught in my life.
Yeah, crappie get big.
Yeah. But usually we catch them this was I caught in the summer. Usually we catch them in the ice. So.
Yeah, they start running here.
They're biting now.
They're biting now, but here in April, May, that you can kill them from the bank all over the place when they're spawning.
A lot of times I'll make like a salmon patty with my canned fish, or I'll use it like tuna fish. It's just good. You can heat it up and bake it, like if you're going to do like with a rice, put it on rice and bake it. That'll crisp it back up a little bit, but it tends to be a little flaky. So it comes out the consistency more of like tuna fish. And if it's canned salmon, the last time I do not cook it before I can it. I can it all raw pack, always raw pack. The last time I ran into some canned salmon, it had been brought down from Alaska to me, already canned. And I literally wrestled an 18-year-old boy to the ground for it. No, Mommy, why are you eating that in front of me, nephew? Yeah, Ginger Ninja. Most of my brothers and sisters had been grown up and gone. My next youngest sibling left the house when I was 3 years old, so I was raised as an only child. So I got spoiled. Yeah, the crappies are aggressive right now. They're either looking for a place to spawn or guarding their spawning beds, so they're hyper aggressive. And Danielle wants to know if Ginger, did you grow that sunflower on your profile pic? I'm going to try some sunflowers this year. I'm not in the grow contest because usually the animals eat all my sunflowers, but I'm going to try to do some sunflowers.
Oh yeah, I'm doing a lot of sunflowers. My chicken.
Go ahead.
I said my chickens love them, so I'm going to try to grow a couple hundred sunflower plants this year. Mm-hmm. See, can you weigh the sunflower? Does that count? Because we eat it.
You can weigh the seeds you harvest after you dry them. If you're going to eat the seeds.
I'm just going to weigh the ones that be safe for us.
Rita, you sanitize your jars. You cut up the Velveeta cheese and don't handle it with your hands. Use tongs. Put it in the jars, and I put the jars in the oven with some water to help melt the Velveeta cheese down in the jar so that there's no air spaces in there and I get a lot of cheese in there. I want to wind up with a full jar. And then I take them out, put wipe them, put lids and rings on them, and then I water bath process them. And I can't remember the time right now. I'm sorry. But if you join the Facebook group, there are videos in there and they will tell you the time. It's been a couple of years since I did it and I don't want to tell you wrong. But join the Rebel Canners with the black banner with 100,000 on Facebook and they will tell you how many minutes to water bath process the cheese. Usually Becca's here and she's looking it up in Facebook group as fast as I'm answering the question, which that helps me then. Yeah, you're welcome, Rita. It's just easier to get it melted down in the jar first. Oh, Extreme Adventures is in here. Hi. I didn't see you. I'm glad Bunky saw you and said hi. They were my guests a couple weeks ago, or a week ago.
Yeah, I love that.
They got a lot of stuff going on. So go check them out. I don't know how many subscribers they have now, but they're Rebel Canners too. And they're out by you, Josh.
They are?
Yeah, they live out by you.
Sweet.
Somewhere out there. Closer to you than me.
How many okras should I start?
Nice. Huh, Josh? Sorry.
Trying to figure out how many okra plants I should start.
I found an okra that you can do in containers.
Right on. I got a dwarf stock variety, but I'm going with my seed stock that I saved.
Ah.
I got a quart mason jar half full of okra seed.
Wow. Wow. Oh, Josh, they're in Bentonville. I don't know if you know where
Arkansas. Yeah, I'm near Tulsa. All right. Not wait.
Howdy Garden. Welcome. Thanks for coming in. Thank you.
Got overwhelmed.
I grew okra here year before last in containers, and I didn't know I could grow it. And it did grow some okra, so I was pretty excited. I have to try it in the ground now that I know I can grow it.
Yeah, the last batch of okra I did probably 20 plants. Don't do that.
Do animals like to eat okra? Like, will my deer eat?
I'm sure they will, but I mean, 20 plants, I don't think that even the deer could keep up with harvesting it.
I didn't know if I could put some out in the food forest.
I'm pretty sure anything you put out there, them deer will try to eat.
Okra is really easy to can. I prefer okra to slice it and can it in tomato juice because I like to use it in things like gumbo and stuff like that where I'm going to use tomato juice anyway. So a lot of times I will just can my okra straight up in.
We get it ready to fry and then freeze it. So when we want fried okra, we pull it out of the freezer and fry it up. We've got some canned okra too.
Yeah, I like it in soup. I like it thick in soup too, so you can use it for a thickener. I'm not the best person to ask. What are the dates for Shed Wars from what to what? I think, does it start the 22nd, John or Josh? The draft is yesterday and today.
I think it starts on the 24th, but I don't know how many. Do we have to have a video out from the 24th to the end of the month? I don't know. Q will know.
Q will know. She'll tell us. She'll keep us. Oh, yeah, pickled okra with jalapeno would be really good. Oh, that sounds. Now I want to plant more okra. Hi, Rems. Welcome. Oh, Shift Kicker is here too. Shift Kicker is here too. Hi.
Hey, Shift. I guess I could I guess I could come show the folks my garden because I don't think a lot of people have seen how big it is.
No. And you could show them your plans on how to plan a brand new garden. That would be a teaching on how to plan out a brand new garden space.
Hi, Elliot.
Oh, Belinda likes pickled okra too. I'm going to have to try that. That sounds good. I like everything pickled. We eat a lot of pickles here. Oh, yeah. I'm really trying to make sure that the kids have the recipes for my family written down before he goes to be. There he is.
All right. All right, ladies, get to work. No lollygagging. You guys are just up here resting. You ain't working. This last year was my winter beds. Wow, it's loud, isn't it?
Not too bad.
Okay, these 2 rows right here were winter beds. I had row covers on them. I grew up until December right here.
Wow.
This is where I'll put my peas this year. I'm adding 2 more of these right here for tomatoes. And then I'm probably going to have 15 squash plants this year. That'll go from this side all the way through here, like a barrier to walk through. And this is where I'm going to put all of the new raised beds. There's going to be 20 of them right here in a circle. And then the arbor will be standing right here. So as you walk in, it's all enclosed. So it's like a little sanctuary garden. And then I'll probably put more tomatoes and okra over there.
Nice.
It's big. And then right where all of this stuff is, this is where I stack all the raised beds. That from here that way, which is about 15 feet by 30 feet, is all peppers.
Diggs, if you PM me your address, I have in my seed bank some sorghum seed I'm not going to use. I will mail it to you.
Hey, buddy, you always know I'm trying to get a hold of you, huh? What are you doing?
It's a game. He's playing tag with you. Tag, you're it.
And then I'll build the goat shelters, and then this will all be gone. This will all be plants too, but I'm taking all of this stuff to mulch all of my tomatoes and stuff. All of the bedding and everything.
Yes.
It's probably 3 inches thick right there. So, and then the same with the male goat. I'll take all of that bedding out, and that'll become mulch for the back gardens and stuff. What are you guys doing? You're not working. All my chickens are just sitting here staring at me like they're taking a break. You don't get a break. Wow, I'm going to have a lot of chicken in the freezer.
Yeah, Diggs, I think I'm too far north to actually grow it. That's why I'm willing to part with it. Do your chickens mess with your garden, Josh? Danielle wants to know. Oh, he's muted. He'll be back in a minute. He had to go back inside. But
yeah. I haven't had an issue yet with the chickens because I fence them off. I only let them in here to work the land over the winter. I'm taking them out this week, let the ground rest, and then they don't ever come over here. They don't even try to get over here.
Well, if they're happy, if they have enough where they're at, they won't wander. They start wandering when they get a little unhappy.
And then I got 15 more 3x3 beds here.
Nice.
And they got row covers as well. I can grow into December with these.
And then you could put cabbages and stuff you have to cover up there. In there.
Yeah, that's why I grew my cabbages and artichoke last year, was right here, right in these beds.
That's nice. I'm trying to keep the deer out of my garden, Ginger Ninja. Yeah, if If the chickens don't tear it up, the cats will use it for a litter box. I probably am going to have that problem too, because this is the first year I've had a cat out of the property. Yes, you can can liquids. You can can soups. You can can broth. I put liquid in everything I can, and I also can juices. So I canned a lot of cranberry juice. I've canned a lot of grape juice. So there's all sorts of things you can can. I just did cran apple juice this week.
And to let everybody know that square footage is around, I want to say 35 to 4,000 square feet growing area. But I mean, I just walked it off, I guess. Approximated.
Yeah, that's a nice growing. Oh,
and I do. Go ahead.
Ginger Ninja says when she gives her son a haircut, she sprinkles the hair around the garden, and it keeps the deer out. Also, I've tried the Irish Spring soap. It only works till the first time it rains, and then they don't seem to care anymore.
Pee around your garden. Have all your boys pee around it.
Oh, I don't have to worry about the boys. I've done that too. We have a composting toilet, so we save our fertilizer to fertilize out in the garden. Our urine is a good fertilizer.
Yep.
So we have
really good for a spear with some strawberries.
Our toilet has a separator on it, so that we're only humanure composting the humanure in the buckets. My cabin's pretty primitive. Sorry if that offends anybody out there, but my off-grid cabin is primitively off-grid.
It's off-grid. I mean, everybody got to do it.
Yeah. Thanks, Gil. I need double the time. I'm glad that both of you are watching. Cayenne pepper spray. Oh, I actually I've actually bought fox pea to keep the raccoons out. Unfortunately, I now have real foxes in my garden. But hopefully they will relocate, or I'll have to have Fort Knox around my chicken coop when the chickens get moved out there. Because once I moved my animals away, I got 2 foxes. I got a fox den in the far back, and then I have a fox that lives in a hole under my outhouse.
Nice.
Yeah. Since we haven't been using the outhouse, we only use it when we go out there to camp before we moved out there. And I went in there to use it, and I looked down, and there's a little foxtail sticking up out of a hole. And I'm like, yeah, you can have this place if you keep the raccoons out from under my cabin. I'll go find a tree. Sorry, don't mean to bother you, Miss Fox. So it's sort of a wildlife paradise out there. But I might have to try the cayenne pepper spray. I put tree guards around all my trees because of the rabbits. So it's kind of nice to have the fox eat the rabbits, then I don't have to worry about the rabbits, wild ones. Yeah, see? It worked. You know? That's right, Cosmic Cultivator. Everybody poops. It's, we're in the poop troop. Of course the conversation was going to come back around to humanure. It always does. Right, Josh?
It always evolves around poop. Everywhere we go. I mean, it follows us. But hey, I'm troop before anything else. They got to realize that. I hope Shed Wars realizes that. I'm troop before I'm anything.
Yeah, I tend to work at this property, Lewis. I'm very much working with nature. So I'm not trying to evict any nature from my property other than by natural means right now. So I didn't want the raccoons, and I'll trade off. I'll take the fox. The fox isn't bothering me, and my chickens are here in town. So I really have no reason to be enemies with the fox. It's doing me a favor right now for my garden and keeping my trees safe. Because those rabbits eat a lot of my trees in the winter if I'm not careful. Yeah, I need some mechanical scarecrows. Axe body spray would keep me away. Oh my gosh, my boys people keep giving that to my boys. It's like, do you hate me that you would give them that stuff? Oh, it's very stout. No, Diggs, if the conversation does not come back to poop, you're not really a Poop Troop member. Mrs. Cosmic Cultivators agree. Poop Troop for life. But, oh. Do you have a scarecrow, Josh, or are you just a scarecrow in your garden?
No, I don't have a scarecrow. I got geese.
They scare everything away, even the crows.
Right. Yeah, we only got problems with finches, but they usually go hit my chicken feed, so they stay away from my garden. I don't mind. I overplant anyway because of bugs and birds and all that stuff. So
I always plant one for me and one for the wildlife.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm planting this little apple tree. It may not be a tree I can eat, but where I'm going to put the tree will be where the wildlife come in, to draw them in. So, and with permaculture, I'm actually put the bird feeder where I want them to drop their droppings with all the seeds in it, the raspberries and the, hopefully some elderberries, because I keep planting fruit out there and they don't come up. I got to do it cutting. So where I want the birds to bring in those wild things on the edges, on my fence lines, I've actually put bird houses and bird feeders for them to do the work for me.
I got my gourds from last year. We're going to make a bunch of birdhouses and line them all around our porch.
And then, you bring the birds in, the birds will eat your insects out of your garden. They're better at finding the squash bugs than I am, so.
Yeah, the squash bugs are terrible. But like I said, I just overplant because they might get one or two plants, but they're not going to get them all.
Yeah. Ginger Ninja, I have more eagles than hawks where I live. That's why I have a covered chicken run, because you can't deter eagles. They're protected, and I love them. I'd probably, I've thought about feeding them in, but I don't want to, And I also have sandhill cranes and herons nesting in my back of my property. So I have a lot of wildlife that I love, and I enjoy listening to them, and I enjoy them being there. So, the birds, I'm just going to cover my strawberries. And other than that, the birds, there's nothing I don't think that the birds are going to bother in my garden. Oh, yeah, I had problems with moles in town. Yeah, you can easily break an ankle with that. But again, having the fox in the country, he's going to take care of that problem. So I like having him out there.
Yeah, Dustin, I've seen that. Yeah, they were tiny gourds, but they were pretty. Yeah, they were little tiny finches, Dustin. You couldn't even make a chicken wing out of one of them. Just little tiny ones.
Well, you just need sparrows, right, Josh? Just sparrow nests in them.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, seriously, my gourds might be big enough for a hummingbird, but they might go rent somewhere else. I'm just saying.
Yeah, Gil, you can buy those spinny eye things, but then I'd be walking out there and forget I had them and scare myself. Or scare my neighbors. Well, Josh, it has been almost 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah, it's an hour and 50 minutes.
Okay.
You got some planting to do.
Yes, I do.
And I've drank an entire large cup of coffee. That means I've got business to do.
All right. We end it here, and then we'll see each other tonight over at the pre-party, after parties, and drafts. And
I think Cosmic Cultivators, are you guys doing another party tonight? Pre-party?
I think they're doing the after party.
Are they doing the after party?
Yeah.
Okay. So we will see everybody at the draft. I'm not sure I'll be awake for all of it. So whatever I missed, you guys have to do a highlights reel for me for the next day.
Will do.
Oh, that reminds me. So I went back in and Mr. Boots and Bounty showed me how to take clips. And I took a clip of me winning the draft pick.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that.
That was my first clip. I think that's pretty cool. I thought that was neat to try to practice on. So
right.
So, you guys, if there's anything exciting I missed, take a clip.
Oh, I'm sure somebody will call you.
All right.
You've been trading.
Everyone.
See you, everybody.
Bye.